Alright, I got a new stand for my phone, so now you'll be able to see a lot better what I'm doing. So I'm ready for the next step. So the last video, we painted her cloak brown. I might go over it again, but I wanted to show you how I paint armor. I use the base Leadbelcher, so this is going to be thicker. This is not contrast paint. It has a lovely kind of matte silver color. So all I'm going to do is this is going to cover the black parts that I accomplished with the primer. And that's okay, because at the very end, you're going to use a shade paint that's going to kind of fall in all of the nooks and crannies of your model. So even though this paint is thick and it's covering up the dark bits, I'll get them back once I put the shade paint on. And it looks really cool when you do that. What you don't want to do is cover a mini with thick base paint and do nothing else. Right? Right, so that's like a really good color for steel armor. And this is good for like swords and stuff too, I think. It's not glittery. That's why I like it. It's kind of like a matte silver. You can thin this out more and put layers of it, but like I said, that shade paint will find its way into all the nooks and crannies. My cat found its litter box. That's probably what you're hearing. Sorry. Yep. That's pretty cool. So once I put that last layer of shade paint, it's going to even darken this up more. So it's not going to be shiny like you see it. But you'll get some of that. You'll get some of that metallic color, right? It's just not going to be as brilliant as it is right now. So what else is that color? Well, I think the sleeves are that color. Probably do her sleeves that color. Because it looks like kind of like it might be like a chainmail shirt, I guess. Kind of hard to see what my phone is seeing at the same time here. Hoping for the best here. I think you can see pretty well. I just got this stand out of the box and turned my phone on and started recording. I got a little bit on her arm, but that's okay. I can always go over that. The first layer is always kind of slappy. You just kind of get it on there. You can do a lot of refining after the fact. So here we are with her armor. All right, well, what should I do next? So her skin tone is coming out through here, her face. There's an arm. I need a dark brown for that. Her hands are covered. This right here is armor as well, but I don't know. I might color it this Love Belcher color. I definitely want these plates to be more of like a bronze color, so I can do that. Let me get this paint off my brush. I need new water. Ugh, it's old water. I'm gonna pick a color. Here's some base Retributor armor. This is very gold. But bronzy, copper color. Like I said, it's gonna go on really bright and brilliant, but once you put the shade paint on top, it'll darken up. Because a very dark, thin paint is gonna go on top of this and settle into the grooves and nooks and crannies of the plate. So it's not gonna be so bright and shiny as it is right now. And don't forget the sides. And the tops. I can't even see what y'all are seeing right now. I guess I'll find out later. Get around the... There. Alright. She's got a little skull. She's got a little skull, kind of a skull bead there on her necklace. That's cool. I might make that like a jade color. Kind of like a... I'm going to do her skin first and then do that on top. So, like I said, I know she's a frost giant and she's probably should be blue, but I'm going to do like an American Indian kind of aesthetic here. So I'm going to go with like a dark brown. So I can do a base paint, which is like thick, or I can do a contrast paint, which will show a lot of this dark underneath, because like I said, the contrast paint is much thinner. So I think I'm going to go kind of with a thicker paint. So thinking, I'll close this. Always close your paint, because Lord knows you'll end up spilling it. So I have this XV88 base color, kind of a caramel brown color. And I have this base Rhinox hide. I think I'm going to go lighter. With that dark underneath, that would be super dark. So I think we're going to go with this one. Kind of has a let's see. Yep, we might not. I might not stick with it. I might put something. I could always put this as the base and then put a contrast brown on top of it, which is totally fine. That will get me, where I want to be. Kind of has. Yeah, I'm not really liking this at all. It's very. It's absolutely the shade of poop. I don't want her to have poop skin. This is definitely not dark enough. I will absolutely put a brown over this. So since I colored her arm that color, I'm going to have to do everything that color. Her face and everything, and then go over it so it's all uniform. Invest in a wide array of brushes. It's very helpful to be able to get in there and not get everything that color. Use something really small. Yeah, this is the color of Ernie from Bert and Ernie off of Sesame Street. Good night. But it's okay, we'll cover that up. Fortunately, darling, I gotta do your face too. Sorry. Maybe once your face is done, I'll like it more, but I think we're definitely gonna have to go with a contrast paint on top. This is why I like these larger models, because God bless America. Those little ones, you can't do the faces to save your life. Unless you have surgeon hands, and I don't. And perfect x-ray vision, which I, again, don't. See, I'm already getting paint on everything else but her neck. I don't know how people do these tiny little teeny weeny soldier, Warhammer soldiers and stuff. I have an eye condition in my left eye and I can't see nothing. Literally can't see nothing. Alright, that's kind of cool. Oh, yeah, we need to get her chest. Okay. So far, so okay. So what I can do, so this base is pretty, obviously thicker, but once I put the contrast on, I'll just go over the necklaces and then go over that with the color that I want to use for the necklaces. So It'll be okay. Yeah. Not too bad. Yeah, she looks like a diarrhea brown for real. Eee, sorry. But that's okay. Alright. Close that up. I'll wash that off. So, I mean, the first process basically is just, getting base color on there. Or contrast, however you want to do it. Like I did before, I used contrast on this. So I could see the dark primer underneath. What I'm going to do at the end, I'm going to highlight all these kind of raised bits here. I'll use a lighter brown and highlight it. And that's the where it makes it really nice. But let me let this dry. We could do her hair right now, so we're gonna use contrast paint for this one. And what you should really do to keep it interesting, get more than one shade of brown. Get more than one shade of red, one shade of blue, one shade of yellow, whatever. Because you don't want it to be all the same shade of brown. Like, I don't want to use this brown on here on her hair. Okay? Because it's just not interesting. So since I highlighted her hair, you're going to see highlighted parts on her head. See that? The whole point of doing the zenithal highlighting is that when you put this thin paint on, you can see the highlighted parts through the paint. You want it to be different tones of brown, not just one flat color of brown. Like you just slapped it on there like a 4-year-old. This is grown-up painting, not little kid painting. Be a little more fancy. You want to get on the inside there. Yeah, very nice. And once it's dry, and after I do the shade paint, I will highlight those braids so you can see them better. So there's 4 steps. There's 4 steps to painting a mini, in my mind. Number 1 is priming it. And come on, people. Even if it says primed and ready to paint, don't freaking paint it when it's white. Don't paint it when it's gray. Freaking paint it black. Paint whatever you get black. All right, it'll be okay, I promise. And then you zenithal highlight it, right? And then you base paint it, or use contrast, either one. And then I'm trying to get all these back on here. Sorry. And then you shade paint it, and then you highlight it, and that's it. So I have like a little shield here. Like there's going to be so many different shades of brown. That's black. And you can always kind of like have a swatch of colors that you want to use. Like, you can write it on your piece of paper, or, pick them out before I kind of just choose them as I go, right? So now I have this kind of darker black. Let's see, Black Legion. This is contrast. And I'm going to paint her staff. Just letting the other stuff dry. I just don't want to bump it, so I'm going to pick something up away from it to paint next. we go. And then this bit here. And honestly, I love that Leadbelcher color. I might color the spear that color. And you can always add, like, you know, blood splatter on it. That would be cool. Or rust, or whatever you want, you know. Okay. Just make it interesting. Don't just use like 3 colors and call it a day. Good night. At least when my husband started doing this, I was like, why are you buying so much paint? Can't you just mix your colors? Well, I realized how in this world of painting, no, you got to get them all. You got to buy as many as you can, because these just the texture of them and the, you know, the viscosity of them, it's just isn't. It's better just to buy the color rather than to mix it. By all means, you can do whatever you want, but I like having all of them available where I don't have to mix them. So she's looking pretty good. Looks like her skin's starting to dry there. I'll put a contrast over that here in a minute. Just trying to pick and choose what I want to paint here. I can always turn her over and paint something else black since I have this out. What else could be black? Honestly, I don't really see anything that I want to color black, honestly. I'm sorry, I think that's her hair. That's her hair, man. I need to get that brown back out. She had some long ass hair, man. Whoops. Whew. Yep. I thought it was like a fur. I thought it was like a fur, like cover type of deal, like a. But no, that's her hair. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna get that. Well, this Canopit. Pronouncing these is just impossible. Canoptech alloy. This kind of has a gold. Eee, yikes. Now that needs to be shaken violently. Good night. My husband sent me a picture yesterday of somebody using a vibrator to shake their paints. Maybe I should invest. Ah, much better. Much better. So this kind of has a... This is very much like Leadbelcher, but has more of a gold sheen to it. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. But just remember, it's all getting shade painted, so it's not going to be so bright and brilliant. But that's pretty damn cool. I like it. Her spear is kind of angled to the right a little bit. I should have bent it back, but like you gotta soak it in water. Like if you soak these in hot water, they'll move for you if you. But you gotta do all that. It's basically straight. I mean, come on. Maybe she bent it by killing a bear or a bison or something. Give her a break. Very nice. Okay. I like that a lot. Because like I said, I don't want to use the same color here on here, and just, you want to change it up a lot. Alright. Now, again, I'm going to say it every video. You do what you want. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Any more brown for like the shield. I might do her pants like a gray color. That would be alright. Where's gray? Let's find some gray. Here is Base Mechanicus Standard Gray. I also have Dawn Stone. Let's see what this looks like. This is a darker gray. Since I want to stay dark, let's do dark. So, since I don't really want to post a hour-long video of me base painting everything, I'm going to finish up base painting it all, and then like the next video will be the shade painting part. So you get the idea. So paint all your parts with base paint. And it's okay that I'm going over these little decorative bits because the shade paint will catch the ridges and give more depth. And like the stitching here and stuff, it won't disappear completely just because I'm painting over it. So her pants are gray. And then I'll, color these things. And I'll show you in the next video what I chose to do for everything. But, I'm going to paint the antelope back here, or whatever this is. Reindeer. Since she's a giant, obviously this guy is going to be tiny. And here's her little knapsack. Maybe I'll color that like a green color. Just give it some interest, Because I don't want it to be just one dark kind of mucky brown blob. I am going to give it some color. Not too much, but some. This is the highlight here. So, once this dries, we'll start in the next video on doing the contrast in the shade paint. Okay? Great. Follow me for part 3.